Coach, what can you offer us on your lineup tonight?
Yeah, Zaitsev's out. Shaw's out. Zaitsev's not 100%, so we have guys that are a bit of a cold or what have you going around. So we'll put the fresh guys in. Gambrell will play, and Holden will come back in.
Goalie of choice?
We haven't decided yet. We'll decide this afternoon.
Nothing serious on Zaitsev? It's a cold? Is that what you're...
Well, yeah, no, he's just not 100. He could play. Probably could push himself to play, but we have 15 games in a bunch of days here, and we have a lot of players. So if you're not 100%, and we got guys that are, I think they should play.
What are you seeing from his play this year?
You know what? He's a defender. He's a hard defender. He's had a bit of a rough patch of luck. I'd say pucks have gone in, but he's a big part of this team, and he's a big part of our penalty kill. He makes it hard for you to get to the net, and when he gets back in, I think you'll see that.
Why is there any question as to who your goaltender will be tonight?
What's that?
Why is there any question as to who your goaltender will be tonight? Why is it a decision that has to be made?
Well, no, we already know. I just don't want to release it till tonight.
DJ, what kind of threat do Vegas pose tonight?
Well, they're big, they're heavy. I mean, like all the teams in the West, it's kind of a little different hockey. It's north-south, it's heavy. There's a lot of contact. And it's good because we're coming off playing Western Conference teams. I don't think Chicago quite plays like that, but I know Dallas and Minnesota do. They have some elite guys on the back end there with Pietrangelo and Martinez. Haig, and they've got some guys. Their top four back there are as good as any probably in the league, and then obviously their goaltender is an elite guy. So, we don't expect to be getting a ton of chances, so we're going to have to capitalize when we do.
Where is just Pinto was out there in a non-contact? Where is he kind of at this point, DJ?
He's closer, but again, like I said, unless he's 100%. We're never going to risk that. We think he's a huge part of this team and a huge part of the future of the organization. So we want to make sure 100%. So, just being in a morning skate, that's kind of like the baby steps. We have a practice tomorrow. There's a bunch of practices coming up where, he'll be able to get out there with the team, and then we'll judge from there. But, I wouldn't think anytime, real soon.
Yeah, okay.
Coach, is it just a coincidence that Zach Sanford's game seems to have elevated with this stretch of Western Conference opponents?
Yeah, and I think just being comfortable. Some guys, it's a lot harder than others when you get traded and you go to a new city and you have new teammates. His best buddy on the team coming here was Whitey, and he gets hurt in the first or second day, and now he doesn't know anyone again. I think not enough is put into that. Is when you get traded, it's a different for everybody. Some guys can just pick up and go. Other guys takes a little bit to get going, and I think we're starting to see his worth now. The big, strong guy on the wall, physical, got good hands. I don't think he's been rewarded enough. Easily, I could move him up lines, but I was so comfortable with that line last game that I feel that I create a hole down the lineup. So, I think his game's really coming around, and I think you can tell by his ice time, that I think so.
What did you think of Philip Gustafson's work in Minnesota and on a whole this whole year so far?
He's been really good. He's gotten points. I think he's got 5 of our 7 points, when he's been in there, and he's played really well. But, in saying that, I was going over both himself, Forsberg, and Murray's last 10 games. I think Murray's last 10 would put him close to top 3 in the National Hockey League, and I think people forget that as well. I think in his last 10 he had 2 shutouts. He was, he had won a bunch of games, and his numbers are incredible. So I think you have to look at the whole body of work here in a 82 game schedule. There's so much put into the first 8-10 games. Everyone gets so excited, but we've got 73 games to go here, so everyone's going to get a chance to play, and eventually the best goalie will take over. Yeah, you know what? I've seen Jack Eichel have some of his best games probably in this league. He got a hat trick against us 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I think he had 2 hat tricks against the Leafs when I was coaching there. He is a dominant player when he's going, and I didn't get to see him last year, and obviously he was hurt. But that's a legitimate number one center, bona fide star that can change your franchise. And when he's healthy and when he comes back, I think you're not going to want to be playing him too much with the other firepower that they have around him. And then certainly that's a little bit of time maybe before he's healthy. But I don't think every year. I think he was picked 2. I don't think every year pick 2 is Jack Eichel. I'll just say that. I think he's a dominant player. From what I've seen, my experiences, he's as good as any.